St. James Church, next to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. It's the most important Greek Orthodox for the Arabic disciples. And this is the main church of the most important, or the biggest Christian community in Jerusalem. The Church of the Holy Sepulchre, of course, it's bigger than that, and just left of the church. But for the Arabic community, it's the most important one. And on Sunday morning, from time to time, you can hear me. You can actually hear me, or you can see me entering to there to hear. I love that church. That church just been renovated. But it was quite old. It was covered with a blue turquoise color, but they took it off. And it looks more like authentic church. The iconostasis are not so old, and there's not a lot of in those churches. There's not a lot of decoration on the wall like in Greek Orthodox churches. Above it, soon you will see a little bit of the remains of it. Instead of the painting, there are icons, and that tour that I'm taking now is about Greek Orthodox and even Catholic icons. I study it for the last 2 months, and in front of you can see Anastasia, which is one of the best teachers for that. And now we are walking and talking about ancient icons, although there's not a lot of ancient icons in that area. Originally, the icons was supposed to be near the disciples. The disciples must or touch it or pray through it. But when it's on the wall, like those one, it's more like a museum icon and not. I don't want to say effective, but not using it. 1873 is probably the time that they built it, and it's you can find it here. That's where the date is actually printed. Then it might be from that time, but it's been renovated in the 19th century as well. On top you can find that date right there of 1902. Then it's been renovated in that time. Then it's from the 18th century, renovated in 19th century, which is a little bit strange here in Israel because it's usually quite old. You won't find it, for example, at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. That was burned down in 1808, and everything was burned down. Everything that was made of wood was burned down. The main gate right there is it's called the Caesar gate, and we are talking about Jesus that goes out from here. And on the gate you will see always Mary on that gate. The reason Mary is on the gate is because it actually represents the wound of Mary. When the priest is there, this other side of the iconostasis, Jesus is actually informing himself as the holy bread. That it's actually like the Nazareth place, the Annunciation place. You can see the cross right there. You can see the lower part of the cross, but there are dragons. to the both sides, and that represents the devil, the tribe, Jesus. It's the war between good and bad, and it's always there. It's a Greek motif. In the right side of the Caesar gate, it's always Jesus. There's order at the iconostasis. Then Jesus as the ruler of the world. Jesus Pantocrator. There is an inscription in Arabic and Greek from 1861. Most of the icons in Jerusalem, the artist actually used to sign it. And this is a Cyprus tradition that in Greece, it's until lately they didn't do that. The idea is that if you're doing it for the church, you're not doing it for yourself, you're doing it for the church. Then to write your name or signature, it wasn't so common in Greek and in Greece. But in Cyprus and other places like here, it's actually kind of a tradition, mostly because of the Latin art. They used to see the dad doing it, and they added their name and the date on it. And one end is actually blessing, and the other one is holding the stick, and the book, which is important, the book of the life in a way. One part of the icon is to admire the icons, and that is by the Greek Orthodox disciples. Then what they are doing, they are adding a copy of the same icon next to it. For example, you can see it here. You can see the icon next to it, and the people are touching and kissing the replica, not the original, because it's kind of it's worth a lot. It's very important. The idea of the hands in the air, it actually represents the ancient Roman time when someone had to announce something. He had to put his hand in the air, and people knew that now he's talking. And in the icons, you can see them too. See that? Look at that. Here it is. The hand is actually represents the Jesus Christus, the letters of it. Difficult to see it from here, but you can actually see. But this is represents Jesus that talks to the people. On top of it, you can see Jesus Christus at the upper part of the icons. Jesus Christus. Here it is. You can see the two sides of his head. Other side of the gate is Mary. Right here, you can see Mary. It was made by the Greek artist that lived here in Jerusalem. She actually shows the right way. This is one of the forms of the Jerusalem. This is Jerusalem of Maria of Jerusalem. She's holding one hand and she's pointing Jesus. The other hand is at the bottom part of Jesus. Very difficult to see. The left one is a special art. This is maybe the most ancient icon in Jerusalem that you can actually see, not a museum item. It represents that represents James. Now, it's always like that. To the left of Mary and the Son, it's the icon that represents the church or the event, the holy person or the event. To the right of it is mostly uh, John the Baptist. But if you want to have a kind of a legal icon, if you can say something like that, you must have the gate, Jesus to the right, and Mary to the left. The rest is additional things, but John the Baptist is usually the most important, mostly to the right of it. At the 17th century, they sent a letter to Russia, and they asked for new icons for the Catholicon, the most important Greek Orthodox church, at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. And they actually asked few icons for the main altar at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. They wanted Jesus that sits on the Kingdom Church, one of Mary and the Child, another one of Michael, the angel, Constantine and Saint Helen are two more icons, and ancient James, the brother of Jesus. Then it was for the main iconostasis inside the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Because that church became to be the St. James Church, they they moved the icon of St. James to here. In 1808, there was a huge fire inside the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Then every icon that was brought to here to Jerusalem been destroyed, but that one been left, survived, and this is the most ancient icon of Jerusalem. It represents one of the most important schools, icon schools in Russia at that time. Then this is the most, not only ancient, and the most expensive icon in Jerusalem district. Very important, very important. You can see that the art style is totally different than the other icons. We look at the left, and now let's look at the other three, which looks the same. Same idea, same artist, but that one is not. Surprise, ancient. You can see that it's not only the style of the art, it's even the size of the icon. The left one is bigger than the other three. Above the three icons, at the upper stage, there are small icons, 12 icons. Of the 12 important holidays of the Greek Orthodox, they it's 14, but at that time it was 12. The last one is Jesus entering to Jerusalem, or Latin. Yeah, that's the entrance of the Messiah to Jerusalem. That's the mission of Mary. You can see that 12 disciples and Jesus holding the soul of Mary. Ascension of Mary is right there. You can see the disciples. Oh no, that's the Transfiguration. Transfiguration. And that's Pentecost with Mary in the middle and the 12 disciples around there. Yes. Although they're supposed to be, no, not true. 12. Judas is not there. And to the right, Mary, 12 disciples, and Jesus in the sky with a light around him, the ascension of Jesus. To the right of it, Jesus above the grave with a flag, shape of a cross, and an angel next to him. And these three Marys are there next to the Roman soldiers. That's the resurrection of Jesus. This is the crucifixion with Mary and St. John. And Baptist, Jesus being baptized by John. Beautiful, isn't it? That's the presentation at the temple. Mary and the Holy Family, and Jesus as an infant, and Saint Simon, who told Mary that he will die in front of her eyes. And Hannah is the mother of Mary's. Hannah of the priest Hannah, and the nativity of Jesus, which will be soon. And the Annunciation is there. You can see Gabriel and Mary and the Holy Spirit. And this is Mary as a child at the Jewish temple with Joachim and Hannah, and the high priest is to the right. And those are the 12 important holidays for the Greek Orthodox Church. Above it you can see the crucifixion. You can see the crucifixion, Jesus himself. To the left is Mary. And John, the disciple, is at the other side of it. It's a simple but beautiful church. Now I'm a little bit closer to the iconostasis. Look how beautiful it is. Next to every kind of icon you can see lamps. At the day of the celebration of that icon or event, they will light the lamps. So you can see it all over. Although it's actually a bit dangerous, fire and wood, it's still a very important custom in the Greek Orthodox Church. Now I can be a little bit closer to the iconostasis. You see that I'm painting that. That's the outside iconostasis. This is the most ancient one. Look how beautiful it is. And the mother and the child. You can see the hand that pointing Jesus. And the gate. You can see the angel, the Annunciation, and Mary. David and King Solomon and the bishops. See that it's in Arabic. Jesus, Pantocrator, you see now the hands of him. And John the Baptist, and look at that, he's holding Jesus' baby. He's pointing on it. It's beautiful, isn't it? The bishop church chair is right here, the Bishop of Jerusalem, but it's St. James is at the icon. And when the bishop comes, you have to sit here. You can see that they are blocking it, that people won't see that this is the only one who can actually sit here is the bishop himself. Next to it, you will see a very important icon that create a lot of miracles, and a lot of people will actually reaching that place with a wish that Mary will help them to achieve something. It can be an operation or to find a husband to one of the daughters or something like that. And they leave a lot of presents. Look at the presents today. For example, leg, hand. And the idea is that if she will help them to do that, they will donate something to the church. It can be money, it can be something else. If you remember, the idea of the icon is that people will be able to worship, to touch it, to kiss it, but when they hang it above, they cannot touch it, then the icon lose its duty. Icon without worship. It's more like a museum item. Soon Anastasia will leave one of the icon places, and I took a lot of videos of it, but you will. But I don't want to disturb her, because my knowledge today is not from. I mean, it's mine now, but it's actually made of Anastasia. Then let's thank Anastasia. She's a Jewish woman, a doctor that deals with art, then a Christian art. Then this is icon of Mary. At the 7th century, Egyptian Mary tried to enter the church, but she couldn't. It was in the Holy Cross church, but Mary doesn't let her, Mary the mother doesn't let her enter because of her sins. Then, according to what we know about Mary, she actually repents herself, and the icon from the 7th century is here according to tradition. Soon I will show it to you, but it's very important to know that a lot of the Greek Orthodox disciples, just before they're entering the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which is outside their church, they will reach that icon and bless it. Remember, 7th century icon, at least according to tradition. They check the icon. It's not from the 5th century. I'm sorry, I said 5th century. It's later than that, but it doesn't matter because the icon itself has got so much energy, and the disciples are adding the energy into it, and I believe in energy. I know that for some of the Christians it sounds like, oh no, don't do that. But that is a belief, and if you remember my way of living, if you believe in something, believe it, accept it. allow it. Celebrate the idea that people believe in Jesus and in God in different ways. I will never try to convert someone into something else. This is your way, I respect it. But please respect the others, and that will be important and to heal the world. In 1967, the icon that you will see soon cried because they warned the local Arabic community that a war will actually reach that area, and that actually happened in 1967, the Six-Day War. And in that war, Israel occupied Jerusalem from the Jordanian that occupied it from the United Nations. Jerusalem was supposed to be owned by the United Nations, not by Palestine and not by Israel. Then she cried, symbol for the importance of the icon. If I'm not so clear, is mainly because I'm trying to repeat the most important things that Anastasia tells me. And my English is not the best one now, but I think it's important to understand it. Now guys, if you reach 26 minutes, it means that you will see the end of the video as well. Then please write down a comment and say just 26. And I will bless each one of you who will do that. I hope that you already subscribed to my channel, and if not, please do that. And look how beautiful is. Sorry about the blinking. I'm using a different lens at a camera. If you want to support my channel, because you are the only tourist of mine, it's wartime, you can do that by look at the like button next to it. There's a shape of a heart. It's called Super Thanks. And at the description, you can find PayPal and buy me a coffee links. You can do that through there too. Sadly, I cannot answer you while you're doing it via PayPal, but you must understand that I'm adding your name into the Western Wall, between the Western Wall stones, that I'm blessing each one of you that actually support my channel and me. Now, remember two things I want you to see. The first one is the icon, the important icon of Mary. The second one is the location of the church according to the entrance of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Then, although it's already 27, don't leave me. Stay with me, please. Right, let me show you now the icon of Mary, very ancient one. Remember, she cried in 1967, and she didn't let Mary the Egyptian enter the church. The golden crowns, it's actually new compared to the icon. And this is the story of Mary the Egyptian that couldn't enter the church because of the icon of Mary. She was a sinner, but after that, of course, she repented. This is the other icon, and there's a stone there from Sinai, and it's from Santa Catarina monastery. And remember Moses and the bush. Then let me show it to you. It's not easy now to reach Sinai, Egypt, and it's very difficult to climb up. Then there's a stone from there. Then if you want to be as close as you can to Sinai, then you are touching the stone that you will touch soon. Then don't go away. Iconostasis, it's actually a regular iconostasis with the same form, Jesus, Mary and the child. John, maybe John the Baptist, or I'm not sure. But here it's actually a special stone and a special icon that made for it here in that part of the church. Then let's touch the stone, and you can see the icon of the monastery with Santa Caterina itself. Now I'm touching the energy for you, and if we are talking about energy, that represents the place that Mary Magdalene met Jesus on Sunday, according to the Greek Orthodox. And let me show you now where the church of the Holy Sepulchre is, and you will understand how close it is and how to reach the church as well. All right, got it. This is the entrance to the church. Well, guys, it was 30 minutes and it was amazing to be with you. Don't forget to subscribe, and you know what, you can write now 31 minutes at your comment. Bye bye.